All right, this one part of the spring final review is going over inverses. Do you remember these kind? So we need to do opposite operations by first switching the x and y, so then we can isolate the y. So there is no y in this problem. There's an f of x. Remember that another way of saying f of x is y. So step 1, plug y in for f of x. Step 2, switch x and y. Now that we switched x and y, this is the equation that we're going to be moving things around on in order to isolate the y. So we're going to start by moving. How do I get rid of a 4 that's dividing? You're going to multiply both sides by 4. Then we add 1. And last step is dividing by 5. Now another way that you could write this is 1/5 of 4x plus 1, just to be clear that dividing by 5 is the same as 1/5. And for my final answer, I need to write it with inverse notation. So f of negative 1 of x equals 4x minus 1 over 5, or 1/5 of 4x minus 1. All right, inverses, switching x and y and doing the opposite. All right, for number 13, 14, 15, and 16, all of these are using the 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90 triangle rules. So let's remind ourselves what those are. Okay, on a 30, 60, 90, remember we have the short leg n, long leg n root 3, and hypotenuse 2n. How do I know which one is the short leg and the long leg? Across from the 30 is your short leg, across from the 60 is your long leg. So it doesn't matter what the picture looks like, you have to decide which one is the 30 and which one is the 90. So like looking at our first example over here, here's the 60, so that's the long leg, and here's the 30, so here's the short leg. So you have to make sure you know which one's which before you get started. Then on the 45, 45, 90, there is no short or long leg because they're the exact same angle and exact same side length. This is called an isosceles right triangle. So across from the 45 is just the leg, and across from the other 45 is just the leg. Both those legs are known as a value of n, that unknown number. Then what's the relationship for the hypotenuse? It's n root 2. So how to remember which one has the root 2 and the root 3? The one with the two same sides has a root 2, and the one with a 30, 60, 90 has the root 3. Like a 3 of 30, 60, 90 has the root 3. I don't know, maybe that'll help, maybe it won't. Here we go. So now we're going to do a couple examples using these rules, and I'll show you the notation that we were used to seeing. So we know that this triangle is a 30, 60, 90 triangle based on what's given in the picture. So we know we have a short leg, which the rule is n. We have a long leg, the rule is n root 3, and we have a hypotenuse, and the rule is double the n. So in this picture, what did we give you? We gave you the hypotenuse of 16. So if the hypotenuse is 16, divide that by 2, then your short leg is 8. And if your short leg is 8, then your long leg is 8 root 3. All of these need units because they're side lengths. So we just write U for units. And we're done. Which one was X and which one was Y? Y was equal to 8 units. That was my short leg. And X was equal to 8 root 3 units. That was my long leg. Okay, next, it's a 45, 45, 90. So we've got the leg and we've got the hypotenuse. So given in this picture, the hypotenuse of n root 2 is given as a whole number 4. And so what that means is, in order to solve for n, I need to work backwards and divide by root 2. And I can't just leave root 2 on the bottom there. I need to rationalize the denominator and do root 2 over root 2. So on the top, we get that. And on the bottom, that, which just reduces down to that. All this was my work for n, and that's u for units. So this is 2 root 2, and this is 2 root 2, u for units. All right, this one also we gave you the hypotenuse. So n root 2 is 2 root 6. So we're going to break this apart into 2 root 3, because 6 is root 2 times root 3. And so this, oops, let me write this in reverse. This n root 2 means that that's my n. So n is equal to 2 root 3. So this is 2 root 3 units, and this is 2 root 3 units. All right, here's another 30, 60, 90. Here's my short leg, here's my long leg, and here's my hypotenuse. All right, 30, 60, 90, triangle. So they told me here that the long leg is 12. So we have to solve this little equation backwards to find out what n is. So when we divide by root 3, we know we have to rationalize that denominator because we can't leave a root 3 in the denominator. So it comes out to 12 root 3 over 3, or 4 root 3. So all that work was to get this 4 root 3 part, u for units, and then double that, 8 root 3. And we're done.